Recording. Hey, you guys, it's Professor Ellen again. Um, Back with the last little bit of our document that we have. Um, so to review, you should have your Ascenders typography magazine, with your three articles at Paula Scheer, Pentagram, and Rockwell on the side, your name and date up here. And we left this blank. I'm going to come back to this in a minute. It's going to be the what's inside or the table of contents page. And I started doing this with you last time. Here's the cover page, the divider page for my Paula Scheer article. And you guys should have something like this, like a headline styled, some subheads in here that you wrote, some original subheads, some little information you might have found out about her. But I just use placeholder text in these places. So, it's also called like lorem ipsum for people, but you can just insert placeholder text here. Just to tell you for a second, because people discuss this a lot. Lorem ipsum generator. This is actually Greeking. If people say like, you need to Greek in the copy. They want to see how you're going to be styling the copy. And it's Latin, basically, and it's Greeking, right? So you can get this generated here in this program. I think there's Lorem Ipsum Dolorum, right? Used since the 1500s. There's all kinds of versions of it. So that is Greeking or lorem ipsum type. Adobe just puts in random generated placeholder text for you. So that's all you have to do to show me some styling that you would be doing. Remember the things we talked about no widows, like here's a widow, no orphans, work on your hierarchy. I can see these headlines. They kind of pull me through the article. I've broken it up with some pictures here, kind of a grid. See, it's kind of like north, south, right? Kind of a little rhythm to the graphic design. Should have filled in this article here too for the Paula Scheer article or whatever. It should have been 3 pages of text like this. 1, 2, 3. I'm just lazy. I haven't done that one. Article 2 is the place you most want to work. So again, you could design some kind of, cover page like we did for Paula Scheer together there. Something fun with type. You can use an image if you want to, but it should be mostly type as art for the place you most want to work. Again, can find some pictures from the place you want to work. Could put some interesting type in here for 3 pages. And then this page should have been your favorite typeface, and you should design something really neat in there with your favorite typeface. And again, you have 2 pages, just 2 pages on this one, and maybe you find the guy who designed the type or where it's been used or some pictures of it used in some other articles, something to style the type in there. And the last page, page 14, you can go on to page 15 if you want. I just left that one blank. And I picked Cheyenne's piece there because I thought that was awesome and was sad they didn't pick it for the handbook cover. So I stole her piece there and did my favorite piece from typography class. And I do want you to write a couple paragraphs here like, I like this project because blah, blah, blah. I thought I did a good job with the green and the blue. I worked hard to do hand cut out type, whatever you want to write in there. What projects did you enjoy, class? I wish we had, or, the class next year should do something. Just give me some tips about, what you liked and didn't like in the class, so I can change up the projects. I like to change up the projects all the time. So, and then 16, you guys have designed some interesting backs. People really think about them as a continuation of the cover. I could have continued my starburst here, or I could have put my dog's tail in maybe there. Right now I just have the Ellen Dedman Millar in there. So that's kind of a review of what you guys should have to work with right now. And what I want to show you is 2 things. One is how to do the table of contents. We're going to do links to pages, and then I'm going to show you how to save it as a PDF. special kinds of PDF. We've just been doing printer spreads for now. Now we're going to do some that are web or interactive. All right, so I made, for my table of contents, I made, if you can see it here, right? There's my 8.5 by 11. I got a picture of a subway and some graffiti bits with Paula Shear and pentagram, and my favorite typeface is going to be Rockwell, my favorite piece. And I've left holes here for some type to go in them, right? So I designed that in Illustrator, and I'm just going to plop it over the top of this where I was kind of had my placeholder, right? Okay, so there is my table of contents. You could write in there what's inside, you know, what you're going to get in this magazine, that kind of thing. So I remembered that Paula Shear was on the 3rd page, and I'm going to make that in typeface I was using before, Rockwell, bold. I might make this one 24, and I might even make it a little bigger. Let's see. Get up to 36 there. And under type, there are all of these hyperlinks, and we're going to use a couple in here. Okay, and we're just going to do new hyperlink. And if you switch to page, again, you can go up. You can see them all here. You could type in, you know, page 6 or whatever. I know I'm talking about page 3. I'm leaving the zoom side. It's going to be a hyperlink, and I have an invisible rectangle. You have visible ones too, but I don't know, they're really ugly looking, so stay away from that. You can link to emails, another PDF, websites, other things like that. But for right now, for the table of contents, we're going to be using the page. Hit OK. And I'm going to bring that right in there. Now, for some reason, I can't, you'd think I should be able to copy that number 3, right? And put it, just copy and paste it, change that to 7, copy and paste it, change that to 11. But it doesn't work so well for some reason. But what I can do is go page 7, get my eyedropper, copy the style there. I go back to type. I go new hyperlink, and I can type in page 7 there. It's still on page. You can check that. It's a hyperlink, and it's invisible. So there's page 7. I'm going to just kind of make it hanging out there. I'm going to do an 11. Again, my eyedropper, I'm going to copy the style out of that. I'm going to go to type, hyperlink, page. This is page 11. Okay. And again, I think I was on page 14 for that last one. And check that this one also went to hyperlink, page 14. Okay. So I can get those anywhere in there I want. This also works like down here. I put in, if you wanted to have a link anywhere on your website, you could say, you know, Paula Shear website. I'm going to do that. Rockwell bold. I think I was at like 36. And let's find it. Let's see. There she is, American graphic designer. Okay. So I can copy this website out of here, and right where we were, type hyperlinks and cross links. I can instead switch to a URL. That's going to be my URL, hyperlinked invisible rectangle. Okay, so it's a much better way in a standard industry. You don't want to have that, you know, http / / Paula Shear website / pentagram / blah 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 blah. It's much better to type in the words that you want I could type in polish your website. I could type in click here or go to this website or whatever you want to type in there, but it's much preferable to seeing all that HTTP // www. You know, you don't need all that. That's just junk. So you can do a link like that if you want. Okay, so if you need to, you can go back and play that again about how I did the type numbers in there. But we're going to be using those coming up here. All right, so again, it's just under type. It is, think hyperlink. You can do, when it's not like that, you can do hyperlink. Let me show you a page number again. See page number 14. And then I would get the option to do a new hyperlink. Again, you have to make it go to page. You can type in your page number. You can go up. You can pick these. It will just show you the number of pages in your document. If I added pages to like 100, you would have all those pages you could scroll through to. All right, and that's how you do that. Okay, so the second part of what I wanted to show you guys today too is saving this as more of a web compatible PDF. And when I say that and you go to export, right, there's all these PDF options for you. And I'm going to discuss the interactive PDF for a minute because that is what I've used some in advertising. And there are EPUBs too. All right. And EPUBs are really great because you could send this to anybody that, you know, doesn't have Adobe software and they could open that up. It's also what people who are building websites want to see your PDFs as. And it's just a way, just a format like HTML or Flash. These EPUBs don't have any Flash in them. They've switched the Flash to, I think it's HTML5. All right, so these are your two choices, really. Interactive or EPUB, and I'll show you guys really the only difference it's going to make to you. All right, so let's say we're going to save an interactive PDF. Yes, I'm going to replace that. We're going to do all. You can do flip pages. And away. Okay, so this should take you to the page, the links, right? Allow opening another website. Okay, so if you click, it'll take you through the pages. All right, so one thing, and I'll just let you guys, I'll just say this for 30 seconds. You can, in Adobe, animate things. Okay, let's say if I wanted to animate this. I can switch over to interactive for PDF, right? And I get up here, window, interactive, animation. So, like I selected that JPEG I had of that, I can have it fly in from the top. It's kind of like a PowerPoint preset, but of course you can go crazy with this and make this document like really interesting, right? So, to preview that for you, it would do that, right? All right, so more than you need to know about that. I don't expect you guys to be able to do that, but that's the real reason that you would want to select an interactive PDF. Again, that would only work on someone who has the Adobe PDF software. Anybody else would not be able to see that animation. You can also insert movies into PDFs. But if you don't have the interactive PDF, it's not going to play. Right? So what people ask you to do normally is export these as EPUBs. And I'm going to stick with the fixed layout. This means it won't change anything in my layout. The EPUB with the reflowable text means like you know, when you open something up on Kindle and you can change the point size to 24 or 10, it'll reflow all the text to have more pages. But it's complicated to do, and you know, you have to have your images anchored into the text and things like that. So we're going to stick with the EPUB fixed layout just to look at. And you want to have all pages. Yep. All right, so this is the EPUB layout, right? And let's see. This is still going to work, right? My links are still going to work in there. You can scroll through these things. Oh, look, it kept my animation actually in this EPUB, I guess because I'm on Adobe. All right, and you can scroll through this. So you could send this to anybody, a Mac user, a PC user, anybody, and they can scroll through this document for you. What's really awesome, and this is the way they used to ask you to save these things, is an EPUB. So I wanted you to be able to see that. I don't know if in following classes they'll ask you to be doing an EPUB. But what's great too is now Adobe has this publish online software. And this is what I want you guys to save your document as, okay? So you're going to publish online. You're going to click advanced. Okay? This just picks what you want your little icon to be, right? This is going to be a thumbnail for all social posts. You could pick a different page if you want. You could pick a different image if you want it. But my first page is good since it's a magazine. We can change the resolution, the JPEG. I'm going to do a high quality print for right now. Again, we can do some different styles there, but let's check this out. Okay, publish. Okay, so what you have here is it has created your own URL with this website on it. It has made your own web page with this. It's on adobe.com, but you could copy this link and send it to somebody. You could send it to somebody you're interviewing with. Let's say this is a you know, portfolio that you have done. You could send this to you know, any other teacher or things like that with this link. But let's go right now. You could even email it right there just like that. So view document. See, we're online. I'm in a tab, right? And I can click through this. I still have my animation. I could click my website there. Okay, and it's a website. You can copy the link there too if you want. So that's how I'm going to ask for your final project to be set up, as this type of website link. I think it's much more useful than an EPUB. Like I said, you could be asked for EPUBs though, just because they're a little bit more universally accepted than a PDF. You know, this would really be if you were creating publications for things online. And just to show you too, I usually publish my magazines in this flip doc. It's a whole website, and I don't even know if it says how many I've done in here. I've done hundreds. You know, and I'll just show you. It adds a bit of animation to it, which is a little nicer. Let's look at this one. And there's a certain way to save the PDF. You save it as single pages, and these guys add the animation. It actually like has this little animation of the pages flipping. Right? And this would be a better example, I think, of, you know, look, I've done the questions here in green. It's a nice little hierarchy thing. There's some like more questions with numbers next to them big. That was a big spread we did on some technical stuff. Also, too, just so you know, issue is also a digital publishing format. And I have a business account on there too. But same thing, you can flip through. It does this same kind of page animation, flipping through for you. And think of FlipDoc and Issue as like a YouTube. So whether you're recording as an MPEG or any format, these would be able to open anywhere on any style of document. Right? So those are the types of professional things that I've used. But what I really want you guys to create is this interactive published online one. Right? So to review in any format that you have, let's close that, whether you're in printing and proofing, whether you're in digital publishing, you're going to always have this publish online piece, okay? And I just want to see something. You're going to have to, I think you're going to have to keep a copy of the link that it was. So you might want to like copy and paste the link over here, or I use Evernote to keep things, keep a copy of all the links. I think there is, a way to get to all your links from some online dashboard. But that's the thing that I generally find irritating about the publish online versus something like a FlipDoc, because you could see in the FlipDoc it kept years and years of my publications, right? I don't even know how many pages in here I have of it. It's embarrassing, right? It's like 300 something publications in there. But it's nice because, you know, for this one client I have, they have 5 years of their newsletters in there, and it keeps a historical record of all these, rather than if they want something from 10 years ago, I've got to go back and find that InDesign document and look for the link. But, however, that said, that's when you've got hundreds of these publications. But for right now, you can publish online these links, update it. You know, let's say you were sending to a different place. You can update it with a new phone number if you had your resume in there. You could update it with new work that you've done or something like that. And that kind of thing. So anyway, I think that this is a better use for you guys, this publish online. But I did want to show you how to use the interactive. And again, it's just file, right, cancel, file, export. Down here, these are the ways you would do for a website. This would be for anybody that has Adobe, that you're sending to Adobe, you want to animate or whatever like that. I did something for Cooper Mini, the car, and we had this little car that zipped through the whole magazine, and that was really cute. But EPUB is great too, to send to anybody that doesn't have Adobe software. And if you're loading a magazine or a brochure or whatever straight to a website, they would ask you for this format. Okay, they might give you some more specs for whatever they're doing, but this is what you would want to save as to put something up on a website, like I said. And also too, this publish online thing I think is great for your guys' purposes because it gives you an automatic website. So that's it. I hope you guys are doing well. If you want me to take a look at something, send it to me, and I'm gonna set up some Zoom office hours for this week as we finalize our projects, guys. All right, thanks. Bye.